is going to consist of everything in the chair. We are going to do a warm-up that is going to be kind of yoga inspired. And then we're going to go into our workout. Every move is going to be seated except for maybe 2 or 3, which will then be standing using the chair for support. Then we're going to finish with the same warm-up stretches as we did in the same stretches we used in the warm-up as we did in the cool down. So go ahead, have a seat in your chair, make sure your feet are firmly planted in the chair, and we're going to do some cat-cows. So you're going to put your hands on your thighs, you're going to tip forward, and then you're going to draw your belly in and come back up. And so you tip forward, feel that stretch in the back, and then draw yourself back up. And so again, come forward and lift. Let's do that one more time. And lift back up, sit up nice and tall. We're going to take one arm and reach it over. Bring it down. Take the other arm and reach it over and bring it down. So with the warm-up, what we're going to do is move through to warm up the muscles. When we take these to the cool down, we're going to do more static stretching where we're holding. Let's get one more each side. And we're going to go into a seated twist. So take your arms, twist to the side, come back to center, and twist to the other side. So when you think about this, you're moving through your torso, chest and shoulders are lifted, and keep rotating to the side, and then to the other side. Let's do one more each direction, and switch. Okay, figure 4 stretch. So I'm going to have you come a little bit more forward in your chair, take one leg and cross it over. Now from here, you can stay. If this feels comfortable to you, you're just going to kind of stay in this position. Otherwise, I'm going to have you tip forward and tip back. And again, tip forward and bring it back. All right, let's go ahead, switch legs. Take the other leg, bring it up. And again, you can stay right here, keeping your chest lifted, or you can slightly tip forward. You're going to feel a difference if you tip forward. You're going to feel that in your hip flexor. Might feel it in your inner thigh, in your glute. Let's do one more. And come back up. And uncross that leg. Sit back. We're going to do some forward folds. So we're going to come forward and then sit all the way back up and roll the shoulders back. Again, come forward. You can bring your arms forward and bring them back and roll the shoulders. And again, tip forward and bring it back up. Let's do that one more time. And we're going to start with our first move right here. All right, our first move are going to be arm circles. So we're going to bring our hands behind our head, elbows bent. Now I want you to just move those arms in a circular motion. So we're just using those arms, rolling them back. Ooh, I feel that right in my rotator. All right, we are going to now take it forward. So roll forward and back, forward and back. Keep that chest lifted, so try not to round forward. Keep that chest lifted, working through the range of motion, through our shoulders, into our rotator. Couple more seconds. 3, 2, and shake it out. All right, next move is going to be a bent over arm lift. We're going to tip forward in the chair, arms are going to hang. We're going to bend our arms up and come back down. So we go out, squeeze, and lower back down. Reach and lower back down. There we go. Bend those elbows. We've done this movement before standing. Now, if you feel any sort of pain in your lower back, you can come back up and you can lift and lower that way. All right, otherwise, sit back in your chair. Draw those abs in, feet firmly planted on the floor. All right, let's do one more and bring ourselves up, shake it out. This next move is going to be a tricep dip. Now I'm going to show you a couple different ways you can do this, but you're going to inch your bottom off of the chair, and then you're going to bend those elbows, come back up. Let me show you from this side, which is a little awkward for me because my chair is not very conducive. So from this side, I'm bending those elbows. I'm keeping my back close to the bench. All right, this is an option. Now, if they're thinking, yeah, I cannot do that, you are going to sit on the chair, and then you're going to put your hands on the bench, and you're going to bend back. I can only do one arm because my chair back gets in the way. All right, so you're back like this, and then you come back up. All right, this is an option to do the seated tricep dip. Almost there, and sit back up. Okay, upper body, we're gonna get a little break. We're gonna go into a seated hip thrust. So we're gonna hold on to our chair. I'm gonna hold on to the back of my chair. I'm gonna sit back, and then I'm going to lift my legs and lower back down. So I lift up and come back down. Now, you can take it here. If that doesn't feel good, you can always sit and you can lift one leg and lift the other leg. All right, so this is an option. Or you're going to tip back and lift both legs and come back down. Lift both legs and come back down. So we're working the quads. You're also feeling that in the abdominals. There we go. We've got one more coming up. And sit. All right, Russian twists are coming up next. So with Russian twists, I'm going to show you the option first. You're going to sit back. I have to think about this one. You're going to twist side to side. So both feet are going to stay on the ground, twist side to side. Now your option to make this harder, you elevate the legs. So you elevate and twist. Woo, that's hard. All right. I'm having a hard time staying balanced with that one. So I'm going to keep my feet on the floor and twist side to side. Reach and reach. There we go. So we're switching back and forth. There we go. Going to go back to the legs in a couple seconds. All right. Shake it out, sit back. We're going to do leg lifts. So you're going to lift, lower. So think about lifting, using those inner and outer thigh muscles, feeling it through the hamstrings. Lift, lower, sit up nice and tall. Lift. Now again, you can always keep the leg bent. Keep the leg bent, all right? So if that hurts to extend out the leg, that's fine. Just keep it up like this. It's just moving. We want to just be moving. So what's cool about these is you can do these throughout the day at your desk as you're sitting there, taking a phone call on a Zoom meeting. All right, shake it out. Now we're going to do quick feet. So we're going to just tap our feet, nice and quick, back and forth. Now you can also march it. If you want to go a little bit slower, you can use those arms. So we're getting a little bit of cardio. So again, if you're in a situation where you're like, I cannot get out, but I want to get some movement in, these are some things that you can do. So nice and quick feet again. You can march it. You can go slower. All right, it's up to you how you feel. You can quick and then slow. All right, our last two exercises of the circuit are going to be done standing. So our first one that we have is called a chair squat. So we're going to be sitting up in the chair, and we're going to stand, and then we sit back down. All right, so we stand up, and we sit back down. Not too difficult, but what happens over time, if we don't use our muscles and our legs and our core, is we have a hard time getting out of a chair. So I don't ever want you guys to be in that situation where you have a hard time getting out of a chair. There you go, sit back down, just make sure that chair, if you're in a rolling chair, it's not rolling away from you. I want you to be able to sit back down, make sure it's there. That's good, sit up and back down. Use those arms if you have to, or you can make it harder by keeping those arms stationary, where you have to use the legs and the core. All right, final move, I'm gonna have you come over to the side. You're gonna squat down, come up onto your toes. So we squat into a calf raise. So come down into a calf raise. Now, if you don't like that squat, reduce the squat. Get rid of it and go into a calf raise. So just lift up on those toes, feeling that down through the back side of the leg. Lift and lower. All right, otherwise you're adding a squat and you lift. Have the squat and you lift. Sit back and lift. This arm can be here. You don't even need the chair. If you feel like you want to try the balance without the chair, you can. All right, let's get one more. And recover. All right, shake it out. And we're going to sit back down and get recovery. All right, so we've got a minute of recovery. And then we're going to go back and do the circuit all over again. And then we're going to finish with the stretching. So if you need to get water, now would be a great time to do so. Otherwise, we're going to sit back in the chair and focus on having good posture. So when we're sitting in the chair, sometimes we just want to be like this, right? We want to have our shoulders forward. But what I want you to do is think about pulling those shoulders back, sitting up nice and tall, rolling it back, and feeling how your abdominals engage as you pull those shoulders back. All right, and that's where we're going to work when we start our first move. So we're going to bring our arms up over our head, and we're going to do those arm circles. So roll out those arms. You guys keep rolling. I've got something going on with my shoulder right now. All right. And roll the shoulders, roll. There we go. Now, what I want you to think about is making a circle with your elbows, all right? So try not to lift up through the shoulders. Try to keep those shoulders back, rolling through the elbows. And let's go the other direction. Rolling forward and back, forward and back. There we go. Looks good, you guys. Loving to see that range of motion. Take your time. It doesn't need to be fast. Keep going. All right, and recover. All right, going over to that bent arm lift. So you're going to bend forward and bend those elbows up and come back down. So lift and lower. Reach and lower. That's it. Think about squeezing those shoulder blades. Very nice. And again, if you're not feeling that bending over, you can sit up and you can be right here and lift this way. And lift. So reach and lower. All right, we have about 5 seconds left. And go ahead, shake it out. We're gonna go into our tricep dip. So we're gonna scooch ourselves off. And we're gonna go into that dip. We're gonna come down and push ourselves back up. And then come back down again and push ourselves back up. So lower and lift. That's it. Very nice. And push back up. Almost there. Remember our options. We can go ahead and sit back like this and sit into our chair and lean back and get the same movement, but just without so much pressure onto our arms. All right, let's go ahead, sit back in the chair. We have a seated hip thrust, so we're gonna lift the legs and lower back down. So we lift and lower, and lift and lower. So squeeze and lower back down, reach up and lower back down. Again, we can always kind of tip back and lift one leg and then lift the other leg. So totally acceptable. Sit back, feel those abs brace. And then squeeze together, lift and lower. Tap the feet to the floor. Feeling that in the quads and recover. All right, Russian twist. So we're going to twist side to side. There we go. To the side and to the side. Nice job, you guys. Keep it going. Reach and reach, feeling that through the abdominals. You can also keep the arms bent and just do a little twist. So everything we can do, we can kind of just decrease that range of motion depending on how we feel. And roll the shoulders back. Let's go into those leg lifts. So we're gonna sit back and we're gonna lift the legs up. So we lift up and down. So we lift up and down together or one at a time. So lift and lower, and lift and lower. Okay, again, we can go like this and like this. If that gets hard, lifting them both. So I'm holding on to the chair as well. So it's kind of there for support so that I can make that move all about the legs. Go. We're gonna go into some cardio coming up next. All right, let's go ahead and run it out. So we're running it out. We can use those arms. And then we can also march it in place, picking up the speed if we want to go that way, or quick feet. So again, what this is doing is, again, it's just getting our heart rate up just a little bit, getting the blood circulating through our muscles, getting that little burst of energy that we need to get us through the rest of the day, right? Almost there. 3, 2, all right, and relax. We're gonna go into that chair squat. So we're gonna sit down, and then we're gonna go ahead and stand back up, and then sit back down. Again, just make sure you know where the chair is behind you, all right? We don't ever want that chair to move away from us. Use those legs as you stand up. So think about sitting into those heels as you sit back down, and then again, as you push yourself back up. Think about this when, anytime we get out of a chair, whether it be at our kitchen table, whether it be out of our couch or a recliner, out of a car, those are things that we want to do, right? Forever. Lift up and come back down. We've got about 10 more seconds. Then we have one more move left. Sit and let's stand. All right, let's go behind. I'm gonna go the other direction this time. And I'm gonna go into my squat, come up onto my calves, or up onto my toes to work my calves. So sit back and lift. The chair is here for support. It'll help me get into the squat. If you don't need the chair, you can just come down and lift and practice your balance. And again, if the squat's not working, hold on to the chair and just do the calf raises. So a lot of times too, when we lose our balance, we're losing some stability around our ankles and our feet and our knees. So if we can do any type of balance exercises to help promote that stability, it's gonna help us with falls. 2, and recover. Shake it up. All right, we did it. We did the workout, hard part is over. Now we're gonna go back to the stretching. So like we did in the warm-up, we're gonna start with a seated cat-cow. So we're gonna tip forward, and then we round the back. And then we come forward again, and then round the back. And then tip, and round. Draw those abs in. So stretching out the back. Let's get one more. All right, let's roll ourselves up. We're gonna take it to a side stretch. So let's bring that arm up and over. We're gonna hold the stretch. And then let's go ahead and switch sides, going to the other side and hold. You're gonna feel a nice stretch going down your arm, through the side of your body. And let's go ahead to a twist. Take the hands to the outside and twist. Feel that stretch through the spine. And let's go to the other side and twist. And then let's take it back into the center and take that leg, bringing it up for a figure 4 stretch. So with this one, you can stay right here, or you're gonna tip forward and hold. Breathe through. And then let's switch sides to the other side. Take that leg, cross it over. Now this might be just where you stay, totally fine. If you want more, you're going to lean forward. Ooh, definitely can feel the powerful stretch. And we're going to bring ourselves back up. Put that foot down. Let's go into forward fold. So we're going to bring our arms forward and roll ourselves back up. Roll those shoulders with it. And again, come forward and bring ourselves back up. Let's do that 2 more times. Forward fold down and roll ourselves back up. And last time. And bring yourselves back up and roll those shoulders. And there you go. Your workout completely done with the chair and no other weight. So I hope you feel refreshed and ready to get back to your day. Thank you for joining me.